Hey there, I'm Jill Allen, and this is Find Your Fierce, the show designed to help you discover your inner strength and unlock an unstoppable mindset that will completely transform how you show up every day. Each week, I will share methods and strategies to inspire you to step into your greatness and live life with purpose. Join me on this journey to becoming fit, fierce, and unstoppable. Hey there, welcome to episode 191 of Find Your Fierce, the place where we help each other become the best version of ourselves. We're going to talk about a really interesting topic today, the difference between fact and fiction in our thoughts, something that I know that affects all of us. The difference between which ones we should believe and which ones to ignore, which thoughts are optional, which ones to ditch so you can live out your purpose and to get beyond the self-created drama so that you can be the best mom, the best boss, the business owner, coworker, whatever it is that you are being called to be. We want to make sure that we move away from the drama to be that courageous and bold and confident person so we can move forward. So don't worry if you're not sure what we mean by that just yet, or you're thinking there's no drama in your life. You may be surprised of what can be shifted if we give you a fresh perspective. I'll explain everything in a way that's so easy to understand, because we all know how overwhelming it can be to deal with the stress and the anxiety, and then sometimes it feels like there's no way out. And so my goal today is to help you feel less stressed and more confident in your everyday life, living a drama-free, day by giving you the tools so that we can use to self-reflect and choose a different path. We're going to be talking about identifying which thoughts you should believe and which ones you should change to reduce your stress levels. And we're also going to kind of dive into the concept of optional drama and how it can make your life more challenging than it needs to be. Because we as humans, we are so good at over-grandizing things. We overcomplicate things. We overthink things. We make up crazy stories in our head that are just not true. And too often than not, we create our stress and the level of stress that we have, ultimately creating our own misery and our anxiety. Guys, I hate to break it to you, a lot of times it's self-induced and it's not good. And so to think that it is entirely up to us of how we think, guys, our minds are so crazy powerful in how we show up. And so I'm excited for us to be able to dive in, because by the end of this episode, you're going to know how to de-dramatize your thinking and feel more at peace with yourself. And we're going to walk you through all of that. And so sit back, relax, maybe even go for a quick run, hit play, hit the trails. Let's dive in to fact versus fiction in our thoughts. But before we get started, I just wanted to update you on Hike.Live.Explore. And I'm kind of excited to share this with you because not only do I host 3 to 4 retreats and adventures each year, but I also love creating and planning private retreats and corporate adventures for your friends and your family and your work team. So if you're up for an adventure and you want to plan something special, just drop me a message at jill@jillallencoaching.com and let's make your next trip unforgettable. So are you ready? I know I am, so let's dive in. So what is optional drama? Well, optional drama thoughts are the thoughts that are not necessary or productive, but can still create unnecessary stress and conflict or emotional turmoil. And these thoughts often contribute to drama in our lives, making situations more complicated than they need to be. We create self-inflicted turmoil and narratives in our mind, and our mind goes down a rabbit hole, and then we spiral, and then it's all fictional, and it's all optional, and it makes us feel as if life is more complicated, just out of control. Just, gosh, you know the feeling. Everything is, you get worked up. You get worked up. Okay, and so here are some examples of optional drama thoughts. Okay, 1, assuming the worst intentions. Now, assuming the worst intentions can lead to obviously unnecessary drama. For example, if someone didn't invite you to an event, it doesn't necessarily mean that they purposely excluded you. Just like if someone doesn't respond to your text message immediately, it doesn't mean that they are mad at you or that they don't like you. Sometimes people forget or they get busy with other things and they just simply forget to respond. So it's really important not to jump to conclusions and assume the worst in every situation and start making up stories. What about creating conspiracy theories? Okay, like I'm sure they're all talking about me behind my back. I just know it, right? I'm sure that my coworkers don't like me. There must be some hidden agenda behind why they're being so nice. Again, we're making things up that are just not true. How about this? Blowing things out of proportion. And it's a common tendency that many, many people have. I'm guilty of this. For example, when we make a mistake at work, or we may start to think that we'll get fired, or if we eat an extra cookie, we might think that we'll never be able to lose the weight. And these thoughts are often exaggerated and not based on reality. Another example of blowing things out of proportion is when someone disagrees with our ideas. Instead of seeing it as a simple disagreement, we may think that the person hates everything that we suggest. And this is because our brain has an activation system that helps us recognize things. So if we're focused on a particular idea, guys, our brain will look for evidence to support it. For example, you buy a car that you think is like super rare that not many people have, and then you buy the car and then you hit the road and then all you see is your car. And it's because our brain is being trained to go look for that car. It's just the way that it works. So if we're focused on a particular idea, guys, our brain is going to look for evidence to support it. And if we're blowing things out of proportion, our brain, again, will find evidence to support that fictional story. It'll look for more instances when someone disagreed with our idea, for example, to prove that they hate us. However, guys, we often forget the other side of the story. There may be evidence to support the fact that the person actually likes us, or that our mistake at work was not a big deal. We just miss it. What about playing the victim? Are you a professional victim, right? Where you play the woe is me card, or maybe you have thoughts like, nothing ever goes my way, or life is always unfair to me. It's always something, right? I can just never get out from under this black cloud. Or people are always taking advantage of my kindness. Guys, it's crazy how self-pity creates drama. Telling the story from the victim perspective keeps us down and makes life crazy. And it's all about how we tell the story. We have to be able to separate what is true and what is not. Not to say that maybe you're not having the best day, okay? That happens. Maybe today is hard. But how can you strip out the truth and the lie to move forward the best way possible? What have you layered in, or what have you injected into your stories to make everything include more drama, right? Have you added optional drama to your life? What about exaggerating small issues? This kind of goes with blowing things out of proportion, but for example, this minor inconvenience ruined my entire day. Do we allow that in our life? If she doesn't like my post, it means that she's no longer my friend. Why are they not commenting on my post? Why are we creating a story in our head, guys? Because optional drama distracts us from our actual life. It creates drama that is not there, and it strips our joy. Jumping to conclusions. Sometimes we tend to assume things without having all the facts. They canceled our plans. They probably don't want to spend time with us, right? Or, we need to keep in mind that sometimes people make mistakes and that there might be other reasons for their cancellation. Just like if someone doesn't acknowledge our greeting, or maybe we say hi, or we smile and they just, maybe dismiss us, or you think that they didn't respond and we assume that they're angry with us. Guys, maybe they just didn't see you. Maybe they just weren't paying attention. Guys, all I know is these past few months, I see somebody and they're like, I can't see someone until they're like right in front of me. My eyesight's getting so bad. I just don't see them. And I don't mean anything by it. So we should consider that. And, maybe they're preoccupied with something else. So it's just so important not to jump to conclusions and make assumptions about what others are thinking or feeling or doing. Gossiping and speculating. Guys, there is absolutely not an upside to gossip. And so maybe you're thinking, well, I don't gossip. I don't talk about people. Guys, if you're listening in, if you're there, part of the conversation, guys, it's still gossip. For example, I heard that she did something really embarrassing. Let me tell you about it. I think something is going on between them. I saw them talking, or maybe I heard, or, sometimes you guys might get this, like the Christian route, like, oh gosh, let's pray for, and then we tell the story but it's really gossip, and we spin it in a form of let's pray for them. Okay, guys, that's all gossip. There is no upside, and it sets our brain up to really like drama, to be addicted to it, and it's so distracting. Assuming that everyone's attention is on you, that it's always about you. Guys, this can be exhausting. Do you tend to worry too much about what people think of you? And guys, this can really lead to embarrassing situations. You might think that everyone knows about your mistakes, but they don't. They're really not paying attention, right? You might feel like people are laughing at you, but they're not. Guys, when you walk into a room and you might think that it gets quieter when you walk in and that people are looking at you, odds are probably not. They're probably not all whispering, and they're probably not discussing all your mistakes. And this fear can prevent you from pursuing your dreams, such as maybe starting a business or writing a book or putting yourself out there, to be completely you. Guys, you may be worried that, I think about like that fear, like being worried about someone from your past, that maybe they'll make fun of you, back in the day. Guys, I don't want you to be worried that someone from your past is going to make fun of you, or I just don't want you to be creating unnecessary drama, guys. And definitely don't let your fears hold you back. Making every situation about yourself. I can't believe they planned an event on a day that I'm busy, right? They must not care about my schedule. How many times has that happened? Or, she's got the promotion, I've been working longer, so they must not value my efforts. I think we have to get into reality here and realize that not everything is about us. Holding grudges over minor issues. Guys, she didn't invite me to her party last year. Guys, I'll never forget that. Or she didn't get me a gift for my baby, so I'm not going to get one for her in their baby shower. Or maybe he criticized my presentation once. I can't trust him anymore. It's just these little tiny grudges over silly things. And it's important to become aware of our negative thoughts and work on minimizing their impact and choosing a more balanced and constructive way of thinking. Guys, we can reduce unnecessary stress and the conflicts. And the best way to de-dramatize our lives is to avoid creating drama. And I'm going to repeat that again. The best way to de-dramatize our life is to avoid or to stop creating drama. And to achieve this, we need to ask ourselves this question daily and to get curious about whether our thoughts are based on facts or fiction. We need to identify if our thoughts are optional drama and take control of our minds, and to avoid any unnecessary stress and drama in our life. So I want you to write it down. Grab your journal. I want you to break it down. Whatever that thought is, what story is it that you are allowing to run wild? And your stress level and your insecurity level and the life experiences, guys, are entirely up to you. And I'm sure many of you can relate. There were a few weeks where, actually there were a few seasons where Rob and I had opposite schedules. It was just a season in our life at that time. We're both, burning the candle at both ends. But of course, I was the one playing the victim, saying, woe is me, holding grudges, making it all about me. I was self-creating all the drama, and I had to ask myself if my thoughts were fact or fiction. And I took a step back to check my heart, to check my thoughts. And shifting my perspective, I focused on the truth. And all the drama just magically disappeared. I know that sounds crazy, but it happens because we create it. And we can move forward when we focus on that truth. So I challenge you this week to change the way you approach feeling overwhelmed or whatever it may be. Even just acknowledging it as a fact or a fiction can shift the energy of how you show up. And don't beat yourself up if your brain prefers fiction. Guys, we're human. Today is a day to rewire our brain trails, and our brains can sometimes control us, but we need to be able to take charge. Ask yourself if this thought is taking you to where you want to go, because one thought leads to another, and it's important to pay attention to where that train of thought is going. Think about at a train station, right, where it says right there big on the train, like, this is where I'm going, like, and you have a choice whether or not to hop on or to catch the next train. It's up to us to hop on the right train to reach our destination. And if you find yourself on the wrong train and you end up at a destination that you don't like, guys, I want you to remember today that you can always get off and hop on a different train. You don't have to stay there. We don't have to continue to think the same thoughts that aren't leading us in a direction of where it is that God is calling us to go. So here are some tips. I want to wrap this up with this. Tips on how to feel less stressed. Okay. First, give thanks for knowing what you don't want, as it can help you create what you do want in your life. You know you don't want drama in your life. This is great. Give thanks for that, because it's going to help us create what it is that you do want. Second, it's important to be aware of your thoughts, and then I want you to clean them up daily. Okay. Just be super aware, observe, and be curious about them. Third, once we know, right? Once we are aware of our thoughts, then we need to learn to reframe our thoughts, and then we got to be a master at it. Reframing. Fourth, practice affirmations and talk to yourself with confidence. Guys, what we speak, speaking life into ourselves, guys, this will help you speak positively about yourself. Go to the Word, find the truth. What does God say about you? Practice those affirmations. Fifth, set clear objectives and intentions. Knowing what you want can help you live with less stress and stay focused despite all the noise. Guys, it's going to help you become less distracted. So set those clear objectives, get those intentions out, get the vision, remove all the junk. So I hope these tips have been helpful in reducing and hopefully eliminating any unnecessary drama in your life today. Let me know what you think. And if you've had an aha moment, I hope you're fired up. I know I am. Before we wrap things up, though, I've got to say there's something truly magical about getting outside, unplugging, spending time in nature. So it's a chance for you to unleash your inner adventure and slow down a little bit in this fast-paced world. And so what better way to do that than by joining us for the Trailblazer Challenge? You can head on over to jillallencoaching.com to sign up, get some awesome swag, partner with Unbound Now to fight human trafficking, and hit the trails with us. And if you're looking a little bit more to creating and planning a private retreat or a corporate adventure for your friends and family and work team, let's connect. If you're up for that adventure and I want to plan something special, just drop me a message at jill@jillallencoaching.com. Would love to help you. Make sure to tune in next time as we continue to add some serious fire to your day. More mindset work is coming your way. Be sure to subscribe to the show so you get any notification when the newest episode drops. And I just want to thank you for being here today. I truly hope that I was able to fill your heart with joy. And before you go, I'd love it if you could let us know what you thought of the episode. Share the episode link on your social media if you found it inspiring. And don't forget, leave a review. It really helps spread the message. We all know someone that could use a little extra encouragement, so let's spread the love. Until next time, remember to be fit, be fierce, be unstoppable. See ya.